Hello, everyone. It's Cassie. It's raining. I feel so very whack. It's whatever entry this is. My upteenth entry. I don't know. Hey, Mint.
Yeah?
What's the date?
It's the 22nd.
Thank you, love. It's the 22nd of October. Anyway, so I'm in a mood, guys, and the last time I remember being in this mood, it was the summer of 2015. Now, this mood is something I like to call hazed out. It's a mix between spaced out and hazy. So basically, I'm a fucking genius. Okay. So it comes on when I'm not feeling like myself, I think. And then the one time I felt hazed out the most was that summer of 2015, about 2 weeks before college. Bittersweet doesn't really, it doesn't really describe the oddities of leaving in the way that I was. I remember arriving at Montauk around noon, I believe, and floating through the conference rooms and hallways, feeling hazed out of my fucking mind. It feels, like, I don't know, it makes everything feel way too real and then not real enough, you know? I always loved walking by the interns whenever I'd come in and visit because, like, okay, you felt the respect from the older colleagues and sometimes annoyance, but from the interns, the people my age, fucking awe. They would stop hunching over their computers and do like a full 180 in their chairs just to watch me pass. Cassie Carter, daughter to one Adrian James Carter, supreme overlord of their company. Daughter Montauk, they called me. I'm gonna be that shallow bitch and say that it was kind of an ego boost, especially since I kind of viewed myself as shit a lot of the time. I didn't walk by just to, bat my eyes at the interns, though. I was kind of interested as well. I mean, I won't pretend it stuck firmly in my head since I'm unfortunately a very ditzy arts gal, but it was just really cool. So it was about 3/4 of the way through the summer, I believe, and the youth internship program was coming to a close. I called that program YIP. I thought I was hilarious. There's more evidence that I'm a freaking genius. I loved sitting in the background, silently assessing their work and like wondering if I could do better. I'd like to have found out, but I didn't want to be that stereotypical CEO child, I guess. The unspoken competition of who would win actual positions at the company was almost tangible. People were frantic. But anyway, so my dad and I were sitting and talking at his office and like laughing and joking over takeout we had ordered when suddenly this guy who looked about my age and devilishly handsome.
What?
Nothing. This guy, he bursts into the office and you could like see the excitement written all over his face. He had just finished some like super big assignment, I believe, and he was about to say so when he saw me. And so my dad must have said something about knocking, and the intern apologized, and my dad gave a little chuckle. And at this point, my dad was already a little absent-minded, but he was still there when he really tried. And this intern, so he apologized to me as well, saying something like, "That's my bad, I'm really sorry, miss," and expecting my name. Hold on. Okay, I opened my mouth to give my name to this intern when my dad went, "Ah, yes, this is my daughter, Cabbage." And the intern just fucking lost it. He doubled over, like collapsing into the largest fit of giggles I'd ever seen a grown man fall into. And like I felt my face turning beet red, but it was also really fucking funny to me too. And so I started giggling, and my dad watched us with a look of like proud amusement, like he was delighted with our response. He's always been such a freaking goober about nicknames. Okay, usually he goes for the simple Cabby, which you can derive from Cassie, and sometimes I'd hear a taxi cab and I was like, "Dad, there's a line in the sand somewhere," but I'd never heard Cabbage in my life. And so we're laughing, and it was like a good bonding moment for us all. And my dad, then he follows that up with, "It's short for Cabandra." And I fell back in my chair, and the intern fell to his knees, and we were basically sobbing at this point. Oh my God, it was so funny. And like eventually I clarified that my name was Cassie, and the intern goes, "Well, you know I gotta call you Cabbage now." And I just thought, "Oh, game on." And then I asked for his name, right? And he tells me his name, and I was like, "What was that?" And he says it again, and I'm like, Mincy?" And he sees where I'm going with this, and he's like, "Oh God, Cabbage, no, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Minty, you say? Mint? What did you say your name was?" And he, he looked so like defeated, and he kind of just stood there. So I get up and I offer my hand and I say, "Well, Mint, it was a pleasure meeting you." And he manages a "likewise, Cabbage." And I head out to the door to wait at the car. And, I still remember leaving that room and hearing him go, "That's your daughter?" That that one thing, that one interaction pulled me out of the haze, out of like all the spacey vibes. Everything felt good. Mint and Cabbage. Garden Greens Incorporated. We were so... God, I'm gonna sound like such an emo loser when I say that we were so happy then. I saw him on campus like a couple of weeks later, and I remember walking to my sociology class and just hearing "Cabbage" behind me, like 50 feet away, and I turn around and there's Mint, and he's like booking it over just to say hi. We got coffee after class, and damn, when I say conversation flows easy, that's an understatement. I make it a point not to get too chummy to people in the company because I always worry that they're doing it just to get to Dad, but you could tell Minty wasn't about that. He was in it for the genuine connection. And like one coffee turned into two, and then three, and then suddenly we were meeting every day after Tuesday classes. And because, now that I'm at his place, it's not super hard to see him, obviously, but I'm not super sure how to say this, but I feel like things are so different now. I mean, because we've been forced to mature here just way faster than we should have been. I don't feel like myself anymore. I feel hazed out all the time, and nothing I do can pull me out of it. Jaded, that's the word. Because like we've already been through so much shit, and I feel like we're not even out of it yet. Because with Doc's new stuff that I'm gonna cover soon, believe me, I will. It's just we can't catch a break. But at this point, I don't know if I want to anymore. Because I'm glad that something's happening. I feel like I feel control, and I like feeling control again, even if it comes at the expense of a good night's rest. Things feel worth it again.